we first got hold of the so-called kill list. We first started intercepting these murder orders in 2020, really early 2020, really just as, the world was kind of changing for everyone with lockdown. Um, as I saw the live orders, we'd already knew that a woman called Amy Allwine years before, she was one of the first people actually on the kill list before we started investigating it, before we started intercepting the orders. We knew that she had been killed by her husband, who was a user of the assassination site called Dog Day God. Stephen Allwine was his real name. So going into this whole investigation, it was already clear to me that the real threats were coming from the people using the site. We could also see that there were no shadowy hitmen being sent out, but we were really afraid in each and every case that the person using the site would either be seeking other more effective ways of causing the murder to happen, or in fact do it themselves, just like Stephen. And then one of the first cases that we actually investigated, one of the first, the first person, the first target on the kill list that I spoke to, a woman called Elena in Switzerland. We could see the orders going up. It was kind of a really frenetic week after we first got in touch with her. And I was desperately trying to convince her actually to leave her home, because every day we would see that the orders, new messages were being sent on the site. The money went from 7,000 up to like 30,000, and the guy was kept, saying, I need this dead and things like that. And then when he was finally arrested, his now former husband of Elena's, he was renting a room, a secret room, like basically next to her flat in Zurich. It's a weird thing to know that it's the most, to know at the time that you're working on the most important thing you'll ever work on. No, I have no doubt that I'm never going to work on anything as urgent as, I hope I won't, as scary and as high stakes as this. To have to make decisions which might quite literally be matters of life and death is a heavy, very heavy thing to do. It's a heavy thing to do once, and it never gets lighter as you do it again and again and again over a period of years. Looking back at it now, I'm unbelievably proud of the work that I and Caroline and Chris and all the others did. We weren't a large team. Right at the end of the first 6 episodes, Elena comes to London and I meet her face to face, and she is a woman now who is genuinely getting on with her life. Like, she'd been to back high teas at the Ritz and the Dorchester. She was about to go down the Amazon. She'd seen Phantom of the Opera, that's why she was in London. There aren't really words to describe how nice that is to see. This story, and our experience is obviously one that has brought us face to face with an extremely grotesque series of hidden desires that some people have. But it's also brought us face to face, honestly, with people that are extremely resilient and very brave. Jennifer, a woman in Spokane County, Washington State in America. She was actually, it wasn't a kill order. She was put onto this site. The order was for her to be kidnapped and forcibly addicted to heroin. And the perpetrators, the largest order we ever saw, it was $50,000, I think, in Bitcoin, was a senior neonatologist from a hospital, her husband, now former husband, of course. And she went every single hearing to stare him down. She was the only one of his many partners, former partners that he's abused that could bear to do it. And she went in there every single hearing to remind the judge of the human costs that he'd caused. That was a tremendous. I can't imagine how hard that would have been for her to do. I don't think I could have done that. And the fact that she did, I think, did make a difference and deserves to be celebrated as much as, obviously, Ron Ilg, the perpetrator, deserves to be condemned. I imagine there really probably are kill lists. And even most of the kill lists that we saw haven't been investigated yet. So to give you some sense of the numbers, 175 kill orders, but they were just the ones with the payments attached. So if you want to expand that to all the orders that had names, addresses, pattern of life, photos, but no payment, you're looking at probably 500. if you want to expand it to everything that we intercepted, it's thousands of orders of different kinds.